What's up, guys? Welcome to the DoItMovement podcast. This is your host, Martine Jackson, and I've built my 6-figure, soon-to-be 7-figure, massive real estate business through commercial investing, rental investing, and wholesaling in Virginia. After college, I worked a series of jobs that I absolutely hated and decided to take life into my own hands. What my journey has shown me is one very important thing. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Each week, I bring you a powerful guest or tip to unravel the real estate game, and my challenge to you is that you take some of that knowledge and do something with it. The Do It movement is here to help you create the life you desire through real estate. Now let's get to it. What's up today, Do It Movement listeners? This is your host, Martine Jackson. I have a really good guest for us today, guys. I know I say this every week, but we got a new up-and-coming investor that his name is ringing in the streets here in Richmond. So he had to be on the podcast. So, Corey Vickers, how you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's Monday. It's a great day back in school and actually in my library right now. It's actually a big day. We're actually onboarding 2 virtual assistants today, so I'm feeling good today.
Well, good. I think your story will be very inspiring for people because, a lot of people, they say, oh, well, you're in the Richmond, Petersburg area, and we have a lot of people that are older that invest. And not to say the young population is picking up. I'm appreciative of it. But a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I really wish I was doing this when I was your age. And it's really, refreshing to see, people that are still in college, hasn't even graduated yet, that you're out here getting this money. So I don't want to steal your thunder, but tell the people about you that don't know who you are and what's your story? Why did you get into real estate?
Okay, awesome. Well, my name is Corey Vickers. I'm originally from Long Island, New York. I moved to Chesapeake, Virginia in 10th grade. I was actually a football athlete. I actually ended up getting a scholarship at Virginia State University, about 30 minutes south of Richmond, Virginia. I enrolled at Virginia State University as a football athlete on scholarship. After my first semester of playing, I got redshirted, and I just wanted to do something different. I knew that I didn't have the legs to make it to the league or really the arm strength. So I just made a conscious decision, well, let me figure out something else. And I always knew in the back of my mind I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to study business and things of that nature. Why I got started in real estate. So going to my sophomore year, I got a Fortune 100 internship up in Richmond. So I was actually able to stay in the area. And down in Petersburg, I never looked outside of my school. I'm actually doing some community service as well. I started to see the community, and I saw that there was a lot of vacant homes. And I just wanted to do something that could change the community. I know we were doing a lot of community service, but what can make the look of the appeal of the city better? So I started researching real estate investing strategies, and was thankful and just, praying and meditating on the opportunity on what I should do in my life, and wholesaling came. So that's kind of how I got started.
Okay. So how did you find out about wholesaling? Did someone mention it to you? You stumbled across it? The Lord just said, hey, Corey, wholesale.
It's actually funny. You may not believe this, but when I was working my internship, last summer, actually someone had brought up your name that they had met you at a meeting. And they're like, oh, this is, and they gave me your LinkedIn. And I reached out to you, but I didn't get a chance to get back to you. And then I started doing after that. I was just doing research, like what cheap ways can I get into real estate investing on YouTube, and hearing about, younger people's stories of how they got started. And I just kept hearing wholesaler. And then I looked around where my college was, and there was a lot of vacant homes. So I said, okay, it shouldn't be too hard to get it done.
Right. And you mentioned to me before we started that you want to get some more rentals or get some rentals under your belt. You're in a good market. That's a rental market, to be honest. I got a couple of rentals over there.
I know we were talking about it. You were telling me some do's and don'ts.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And you're a senior in college, and you value your. What are you getting your degree in?
I'm a senior here at Virginia State University. I'm studying business marketing. I definitely do value my education. It's something that I do want to finish. I started. I want to finish. I do believe that it's a good investment. I had an internship this past summer with Altria up in Richmond. That was a great experience. They paid for my apartment. They paid me pretty nicely. They gave me a rental car. They paid the gas. So I was able to use that money, to leverage that money to put into my wholesaling company and put into mentorship. So yeah, I value my education. I definitely don't think it's a bad investment for me personally, but what I've learned this year is finding something that works for you. School may not work for you, but it works for me. I make it work for me. I don't think I'm the most studious student. I just work hard because I want to finish what I started, and I want to start that legacy for my family. So maybe my sister can go to college, my brother and my kids, and so forth. I don't have any kids, but for the future, we can value education. So.
Okay, cool. And you said you're getting your degree in business marketing. Has that helped you any with being able to market these properties in your business?
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of times in class, like we're going over Google Analytics, we're going over PPC, we're going over a lot of different marketing stuff. And then, nowadays, like I said, that network at college as well is even 10 times as important as what they're actually teaching us. I mean, the people that I've met at my school, have gone on to many different fields, many different careers, and I can pull and lean on them on just advice, even if it's not real estate advice. I've actually been able to meet some Laquan Hilton, who's another real estate investor in the area. He went to Virginia State as well, and we actually pledged the same fraternity. So there's many people that I've met at my college experience that have helped me get started in real estate. I don't think I probably would have got started as easily or as quickly in the area that I was in. That I went to Virginia State University, and there was some need for wholesaling, as we say.
And speaking of quickly, you started doing this December 2018, right?
Yeah, December 10th.
It's only 2019.
Yeah.
And you've got quite a few, deals under your belt. So let's go into how can people quick start this thing? Because to see the amount of things that you've done in less than a year is, to be honest, is nothing short of amazing. Like, you can tell you're out here, you're working your butt off, you're not being lazy, you're making it happen. Like, you're not letting anything stop you, whatever it takes to get things done. So, and a lot of people, they have trouble, like they're in analysis paralysis and they want to learn every single thing that they can learn before starting to take action. So what are some things that you think has helped you to attain I know you're still striving to do more, but just to attain the success that you have right now? Because, to be honest, you're successful in this business. You're doing deals consistently. It's not like, oh, I luckily got one. You're getting deal after deal after deal after deal. Like, you hitting the mark.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. It's just, the best is yet to come. It's been a great journey. I would say a few things that really helped me is once I got into the industry, I started going to these meetups, started to go to your meetups by myself. I never met any real estate investors. And once I went to these meetings, actually looking to build relationships or friendships with people that are there, pick their brain, pick their mind. If I'm around somebody that I know is a well-known investor in Richmond, I'm next to him talking, asking every single question, every single difficulty that I'm facing. I'm asking that question.
Right.
Leaning on their professional advice on what they think the best thing to do is. And then also, just taking action, getting a mentor as well. I went out and got a mentor after maybe my third month. I joined a mentorship program. Some people say you could do it without one, but I always think, hey, I want to do this as fast as I possibly can. Let me leverage someone else's knowledge, their experience, their difficulties, so I can bring that into my own business. So I was able to get a audio system. I was able to run marketing campaigns. I was able to get virtual assistants pretty quickly. I was able to scale up a little bit faster than someone else because I had that mentor. And I reached out to people. I just felt like for me, I needed a mentor when I got in this business if I wanted to be able to consistently do deals.
Right. It is true. And the people you hang around helps a lot too, because you don't want to be hanging around people that they're doing all of these deals and you're not doing anything. Who wants to be the slacker of the group? Right?
They humble you. It's like you hit your first, 12, 13, 14,000 a month, and they're like, oh, Corey, if I did that, I would have a stroke if I did that much money. I'm like, okay. That humbles you real quick. So you're like, okay, all right, got some more work to do. That's nothing. That just keeps me humble. Like I said, just being around like-minded individuals that have been in business for 5, 10 plus years, so I can say, hey, there's more to this. Don't ever think that you're close to where you need to be at.
Right. So let's talk about from the point of, you were playing football, you got red shirt, you're like, man, I really need to figure something out. Like, I really do want to start a business, don't really know what I want to do. To the time that you decided, okay, I think I'm going to go for this real estate, this wholesaling in real estate. What was the next course of action? Because I can already know you're taking lots of action. So that's how you make things happen in this business. So what was your next course of action once you decided that you were going to do it?
Gotcha. So my next course of action, I got a part-time job on campus. For that whole semester, I literally probably until about late January, I was just studying Maxwell videos, typical wholesaling story, just studying everyone I can get to understand what's the thought process, what's the mindset that these guys are having when they're coming on deals. And then from there, I just drove for dollars. Like I said, I'm in a highly, vacancy home rate area. So I was able to go out there and meet contractors and meet realtors and meet these people in the field and meet sellers in the field. Like, hey, who they own this vacant home next door? So I just went out there, got in my car and put that sweat equity in to finding some of these deals. And then after I got a few deals, started JVing, going to meetups and meeting other investors and doing JVs. I think that's what made the process a little bit faster. Instead of me trying to take 7-8 months to do the whole process, I JV with people, so that kind of mean, okay, I understand disposition is part of the business. Okay, now I understand the acquisitions part. I have someone who's going to help me do the dispositions part of it. So I think that's what definitely helped. My first 3 deals were JV deals in Virginia. So I think that's what, looking back, that's definitely what helped me kickstart a little bit faster.
So you're the person that sold their deal, or you're the one that got the deal and they sold it?
So the first 2, it was their deal and I sold it. And then the third one that I did was JV. I ended up getting the deal myself and they helped bring a buyer to the table.
All right. So teamwork made the dream work.
Yeah, for sure. And then after a while, you're like, okay, I'm tired of waiting on other people to do deals. How can I figure out how to generate leads on my own?
Right.
That's when I went out, got a mentor by the name of Chris Bruce, started working with him, the virtual wholesaling system. And I've been working with him for the past 5 months now.
Okay, cool. You were just on his podcast, weren't you?
Yeah. We had a podcast. There's a texting strategy that he uses that's been pretty well for me. So I used it and we got a 9K deal done in Richmond, took the list, skipped it, and then texted it. And then actually got it acquired over the cell phone. Then I got a chance to meet them, get the key, and it sold the next day.
Dang, you wasn't playing no games.
Yeah, I should have, looking back, like I said, I should have maybe held down a few more days, but
you could have got a higher offer. I was trying to make it happen.
Real intense. Like, no, I need this, Corey. I don't bring anyone here. I'm not gonna argue with you. Take this paper. What do you want? I let it go that fast, and we closed on it. I think it was about 14 days on my 22nd birthday.
Okay, that was a nice birthday present.
Yeah, that one. Then we used the not the bird strategy. We used the bird dog strategy. And, we had a nice gentleman that I had met just in the business. Just wherever I go, I'm trying to speak to people about what I do for a living now. And he was able to, get me in contact with his aunt, and then we closed a deal with him for $5K that same day. So my 22nd birthday, I closed a $9K and a $5K.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really good. It's a really good birthday present.
Yeah, and then
go ahead.
It was good.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say also that day as well, I finished up my internship. So it was a lot going on my birthday, but I was able to successfully complete a Fortune 200 internship.
Okay. So when you graduate, you going to go work for them, or are you going to build something for yourself? You going to do both?
No, when I graduate, I want to work for myself. I truly want to just go all out. I'm 22 years old. I think this is the time now for me to try my hand and graduate, hopefully financially free, so I have more time to put into my business. Right.
So most of your leads have come from networking and from driving for dollars, it seems like.
Yeah, my first the last leads that I did get was from PropStream. So pulling lists from PropStream and just see high equity lists as well. So now we're getting into lists.
Okay, cool. And you like to text people for the main part. I'm assuming a text blast.
Yeah, I love text messaging. Text messaging, almost like 90% of the people always answer. Really fast. Like as soon as you drop that list, no, yes, who are you? And it's just beautiful to get that response. Very fast.
Yeah, we've been sending text blasts, and I was amazed at how many people respond. Because I started off with mailing, calling, RVMs, and I mean you get decent response rates, but I don't think anything has as high of a response rate as texting. I mean, unless you were going to just pop up on these people.
Exactly. We're getting responses within the first 5 to 10 minutes of that text. RVM has been really, really good for us as well. RVM, people are calling you back like that second. It's pretty insane. So I like
Right.
RVM and texting. Those are my two top marketing strategies that I'm using personally.
So, and you've been doing all of this by yourself so far?
I've always had a virtual assistant helping me with skipping because I got to a point and I'm like, what am I not good at?
Mm-hmm.
And let me figure out how I can put someone in that position to do what I'm not good at, and more on talking to sellers and talking to buyers.
Right.
I've always had a virtual assistant that I paid to at least skip the leads, text the leads, RVM the leads.
Right. Okay. Well, that's awesome. So are you using any, specific software for driving for dollars, or are you writing these numbers down? It's 20
No. So I've been able to now leverage partners and, as they say, bird dogs to drive for dollars. I don't tend to drive for dollars anymore. But like I said, when I started, it was a great strategy. And it's something I still do. I remember I went to DC last weekend and I did, write down a few addresses and, we got the numbers back yesterday. So it's pretty good. But I like to use bird dogs and partners out there in the field that are, that can send me some of these addresses. So I've been leveraging that as well.
Yeah, I recently started driving for dollars. Like when I first started, I drove for dollars. But when I first started, they had no apps. It was all let's write it down. And I wasn't with it. I just wasn't with it. Like, I was like, this is too much work for this little bit of return that I'm getting. So I started pulling lists. But now I've been going back to using those apps. Like I have been using the Driving for Dollars app, but I think the Deal Machine app is better, just to be honest. But those things, like they'll start your marketing for you as well. So like, let's say you're using Deal Machine. You can take a picture of the house and then it'll send the thing in the mail, but it'll have it reoccurring for you. Because, something that I've been focusing on personally is getting things more systemized, the follow-up. Because the follow-up is the most important part. So if you can do like driving for dollars, or you have somebody driving for dollars for you or whatever, and you have them, taking the picture of the place and it's already reoccurring, that it's going to send that mail to them every 21 days, that's increasing your chance of getting that deal. And you're not even thinking about it. So I just wanted to mention it because you have brought up about driving for dollars. It's a great strategy because people don't want to do it. Nobody wants to drive around the neighborhood. So it's great. The list that you can customize, I've always liked those lists the best.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That are just tailored to you because you came up with some creative list that, unless the person was following you in the car.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So I always like those lists. But I want to mention to some folks, like, how did you I know you got the mentor and you're talking to people and stuff like that, but what are some other things that you did to get your mindset right? Because I don't know. I'm not going to put words into your mouth, but did you believe it worked from the beginning?
In the beginning, I would say that it just took to get that first deal. Once my first deal was $3,000 that I JV'd and I took home $3,000. After that, I was okay. This works. Let's get it.
You was like, let's make it happen.
Let's do it because it was like that easy to make $3,000. I was like, wow, like that's insane. I know other marketing, other business strategies, like to make $3,000, you'd have to put in so much work.
Right.
Just $3,000, and I did that within the business. Also, reading a lot of personal development books. A lot of podcasts. I love the All In podcast, Escaping the REI Newbie Zone podcast, DoItMovement podcast.
You got to give a shout out. You on here now.
For sure. All these podcasts, man, just like really got my mind focused. Like the belief was there, and I knew that I just need to keep listening and keep my mind focused on the business. And also Instagram videos of following other real estate wholesalers that just made me believe even more. Like, wow, look at this guy who's changed his life through real estate wholesaling strategies. So definitely social media, podcasts, YouTube keeps my mind going every day. I also read every day. I have goals, affirmations that I try to speak into my life every day on where we want to go. And another big thing is daily objectives that I need to hit every day. Mm-hmm. And then if I don't, it goes on the top of the list for the next day. That's another thing that's been able to keep me accountable. Also, my virtual assistants keep me accountable, knowing that I have a team now. It's like, okay, what do I need to do to best put them in a position because they're onboarding today? So I've been making training videos, onboarding videos, writing out contracts for them. So when they come on board as a virtual assistant, they have an employee contract. So just setting all that up right now.
Right. You've really progressed a lot for not even a year. So that's good stuff. What are what are some of the books that you would say that really helped you with, personal development?
There's actually a book that helped me a lot. It's called Set for Life. I believe it's called Set for Life.
I
It was
never
written,
read that before. I'm gonna write it down.
yeah, Set for Life. It was written by one of the creators of Bigger Pockets, I believe. And that book just really put me in a real estate mindset on what it takes to be set for life. Also reading Think and Grow Rich, which is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I read a daily kind of Bible kind of book that gives me daily. I actually have it right here. It's called Uncommon Life Daily Challenge by Tony Dungy. It's a book that I read every day just to bring my mind focused, to give me some clarity that I read every day as well.
Right. Okay. Is there anything that you wanted to, give people advice on, give them maybe an actionable step so they can attain a success as quickly as you've been attaining it?
I would say my top 3 things, find a mentor. And if you can't find a mentor, start going to your local real estate meetings and speaking to these people, getting to know these people, asking them every single question in the book, because it is for free at that point. You be yourself, but you ask every single question. How did you get started? I have this problem with this one seller. What should I do? Leverage these meetings. These meetings are powerful. There's people with money there. There's people that's also looking to help you grow so they can help themselves grow as well. So that'd be the first thing, is association, getting around the right people. Second, as everyone says, just take action. Just commit yourself to this business. This is it. This is all I have. This is all I got going on in your mind. Just tell yourself, you have to do this thing. You have to make it work. There's people literally on social media every day showing assignment fees every single day. Like, I don't think there's a day on Instagram I don't go and I'm like, oh, someone just closed the deal.
Right.
Go on Facebook, a Wholesale Houses Elite, Max Maxwell's group. That's all the motivation you really need to be like, does it work? Do I believe? You're seeing 20, 30, 40-year-old people, all cultures, all different backgrounds, closing deals.
Right.
Every so that would be another thing that I would say is, and then just get your mind right. Just get your mind right and always think of the long term. And don't listen to outside people that are talking. Once you get your first deal done, nobody can tell you anything about the business.
Right.
Like, no haters coming and saying, he's like, I did a deal. I did a deal that made more money than you've ever made in a month, that you're probably ever making a month at your job. So it's just that breeds confidence in the way you walk, the way you talk, and the way that you look at yourself and look at your business.
Right. That's a good point that you make, because I feel like if the person isn't where you want to be, their advice isn't the advice you need to be hearing anyway. And I mean, to be honest, that also goes for, you could be in a group of investors, and this particular investor, they may not have had success doing what you're doing. So they're going to badmouth it, saying that, oh, that can't be done, or you're going to make this amount. Like, this is the average fee that you make. Like, all of that negativity, nobody got time for that. Okay. If you want the advice that you should be even considering listening to are the people that are at the level that you want to be. So it's just like, oh, so you've accomplished nothing. Why am I listening to you? Why am I listening to you?
And figure out what you're good at, guys. Like, maybe wholesaling may not be for you. Maybe you're a rental type person. Maybe you may be a flipper. Maybe the love and passion that you have in it would be actually going out there and doing a project in the house. Doing the kitchen and the floors. Find out what works for you. You don't have to listen to a podcast, see someone does 100K in wholesaling, and I want to do that. Do it, but figure out what you want to do, what you enjoy. What strategy do you want to take to achieve the lifestyle that's going to fit what works for you? I realize that's the one big thing that I've learned this year. Because like you said, some people in meetings will say, oh, wholesaling, could be a little thing. It's like, hey, what do I want to make it?
Right. People have $1 million businesses wholesaling. And I mean, when you get to the component where you want to, attain wealth, then yeah, I think it is smart that you get some assets under your belt. But if you're, just trying to build the business and get it going without you, that's a major accomplishment that a lot of people haven't been able to make. So kudos to you, man, with getting those VAs on board and training them, and I can see it being a huge success. I can see it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, I looked at the virtual assistants, but I thought that's something that worked for something that would fit me. I'm not really looking to maybe have an office space and have people in there. I really would like to do this virtually on the computer, wherever I'm at, no matter what's going on. As long as I have Wi-Fi, I can talk to my team. They can pull the list, get the list, make offers, lock up deals, send out contracts, send photos, and we can still get the deal done. So that's something that I felt worked best for me and where I am in my life. That's why I chose to go virtual. But this is very exciting. You start looking at the business differently. Okay, what onboarding stuff can I have for them when they come on board? What exactly do I need them to do? And how can I train them best with education that is out there online?
Right. So now you're working on your business, not in it. You're trying to transition it out of that. So that's good. That's good stuff. And I think it's a great point that you bring up that people go to meetups. I remember when I was first starting, I would listen to podcasts. I would do whatever they would say do on the podcast. And then I would go to the meetup to ask the question about why it's not working. So like I would go talk to somebody. And I'm like, oh, well, the guy, he didn't want the cash offer. He wanted the payments. And I'm like, nobody's ever wanted the payments before. How do I structure it? I told the dude I needed to do some research. I really need to figure out how to do it. So I went to the meetup, asked the question. They gave me the answer. I presented it to them. We negotiated a little. We made it happen. So going to these meetings, and especially if you're taking action, going to these meetings, you've already taken action. You're asking meaningful questions is going to help you get to the next level. You're not just asking, oh, well, theoretically, if I were to go out and wholesale, no, go out there and do it, mess up, learn. And then if it's something where you're stuck, come to these meetings and ask these people. You're in a room of experienced people, especially like if someone is hosting a meetup, they've probably been doing it for a while. So, I mean, at the very least, you could at least ask the person that's hosting it.
There's no excuses. Like I remember your meeting last month, you had people driving 3+ hours away from Northern Virginia to come and get the knowledge and what it takes to take their real estate investing company to the next level. So they're here. They're all around the country. They're going on every single month.
That's how you know when you are, ready for that next level. You're willing to do whatever it takes. I just went to a conference this weekend. It was in New Jersey. It was on commercial investing. And nobody in there was from outside of Jersey, maybe New York or the top of Pennsylvania. But everybody else was like, you're like, where are you guys from? We're like, we're from Richmond. We're noticing nobody from out of town is here. And it's like, how bad do you want to make it happen? You can't allow distance to stop you. You can't allow anything to stop you. No excuses. So at the end of the day, it's no excuses. You can't say, like, for instance, I think you said you may have had some trouble with your car lately or something like that. You can't say, oh, well, now I don't have a car. Let me just, twiddle my thumbs until I get another one and then I'll start working again. There's no excuses. You make it happen. You said, well, now I really need to be focusing on doing things virtually. So things like this aren't stopping me. So it's good to always have that mindset. I'm about to wrap this thing up. So is there anything else you want to say before we put this to a close?
No, I would just say if you really want to help people in wholesaling, if you really want to make money in wholesaling, focus on helping other people. That's what it really going to come down to. Can you help the seller and also help people and make more money? The more people you help, the more deals you'll get done.
Right.
So that's my last thing that I can really say. Just go out there with a mindset of helping more people, and also what are you bad at? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses in wholesaling? And find someone who's good at that can help you so you can business continue to grow.
Right. Well, thanks for being on the podcast, Corey. It was a pleasure. You gave people some really good insight, and I'm hoping that you inspire some people that are just starting out, or, that they may not have a team yet or anything like that, that you inspire them to want to do more, because Corey hasn't been doing this for an entire year yet, guys. And he's closing deal after deal. He is building a team. He is working on his business and not in his business. And I wouldn't be surprised, if a year or however, 6 months from now, that you'll have something really, really, really awesome going on over there.
For sure. Thank you. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at CVICK00. CVic00. You can find me on Instagram, DM me any questions, comments, concerns. I'm here. I'm excited to learn and help from other people.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear about you helping other people. But until next time, Do It Movement listeners, see ya. Thanks, guys, for checking out the Do It Movement podcast this week. I hope we inspired you to make some power moves now. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us for more info on our guests and new episodes at DoItMovement Pod on Instagram and at DoItMovementPod.com. Make sure as you apply some of this knowledge, you tag us along the way by adding #DoItMovement so that we can recognize the change makers. See you next week.